Hi everyone, I hope everyone is doing great wherever you are. Today is May 29th, 2021, week 3, day 1. So I will continue where we stopped last time. So if you are new to this, please go ahead and review the previous recording. Okay, so just a recap. Last time what we did was we utilized the Power Query. For those who have forgotten, I will need a reminder. A Power Query is a business intelligence tool available in Excel that allows you to import data from many different sources and then clean, transform, and reshape your data as needed. It allows you to set up a query once and then reuse it with a simple refresh. Okay, and if you don't see this, I'll enlarge so that you guys can see. I hope you can see this. So if you remember, we went to data menu, and then over here we get data. The definition, you can get data from multiple sources, but if you remember, we got the data from text, CSV, and you should have this data. If you don't have, let me know. But the CSV file sales report.csv, it's on box. You can find it under files. Okay, so once we cleaned the data, we loaded, and this is what we have so far. So you guys know this data, I don't have to go through. As you can tell, there's region, country. We do have region or country. I remember this this column was added because one of colleague asked if we can combine, or how we can combine region and country, or two columns. So I'll go ahead and delete this. And before I delete, I'll go ahead and save as. And I'll save as today's date. Maybe. So it will be 9/29/2021. Okay. So to delete a column, I just select. You see where you select the column, not the cell. You just select the column. You right click and say delete. It will go away. And then I'll go and save the data. The other thing we did, I think we added profit, and we added days. So let me go back to my notes. As you remember, we extracted data. So we connect to different, I can say, data source. So to extract, you connect from to the data source, and then depending on the data source, you can extract data. So for us here, we went to text, and then we were able to select this file. Once you hit import, you're gonna get an option either to load or to transform. So what is transform? Transform is another way to shape the data to meet your needs, while the original source remains unchanged. This is very important. When we added this information, I think we added a profit, we added days, and we added another column which you just deleted. The important thing is the original source, which is this file, remains unchanged. We are not changing this. We are just changing what we're gonna load later. Okay, and then the last step is to load, which is complete your query and load it into work data or data model, and periodically refresh the data. So once we load the data, if we get a new file or we get more data, we can just hit refresh, Excel will be smart enough to do all these calculations here to get our data. Okay, so that was just a recap. Okay, today I'll be covering two things: pivot table, and then later on we're gonna create dashboards. Okay, so what is pivot table? Pivot table is used to summarize, sort, organize, group, count total or average data stored in a table. It allows us to transform columns into rows and rows into columns. I'll show you guys how this is done. It allows grouping by any field or column and using advanced calculations on them. We learned about formulas and doing the math to do the summation, subtraction, and all that. The good thing is when you use pivot table, it does everything for us. So we just drag and drop. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna create a dashboard. So I'll stop from here, and then we will focus more on pivot table right now, and then we will continue with creating a dashboard. Before that, creating a dashboard, in a pivot table, the first thing I would like to do is to, I think we did create a table. So if we didn't have a table, if you go here to table, it will be active and you can always create a table. And you see the shortcut is Control T. So you have to select a cell within here. If you do Control T, if that option is active, a box will pop up here. And then you'll be able to create a table and you can rename it whatever name you want or you like. Okay, so let's understand data before we start analyzing it and before we start using pivot. So as you can tell, there is region, country, item type, sales channel, whether it's offline or online, order date, ship date, days. I don't think I need days. Order ID, I don't think I need order IDs really. So I'll go ahead and remove this column. Again, you right click and do delete. That's not what I need to delete. So I'm gonna Control Z to undo, or you can use this arrow to undo. So I'll go ahead and highlight the column and just delete this column. I don't need. We do have unit price, unit cost, total revenue, cost, and profit. Okay, and again, I won't be using these order days, but let me show you guys something here before. I won't delete it, but if our focus was to improve the days, number of days from when an item was ordered to when an item was shipped. If you like to improve this date, we can go ahead maybe and add another column here. So I'll go ahead and insert a new column. So I right click and say insert. I'll get a new column. I'll call this status. And I'll use if statement to create this column. We've done that before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select the whole column here to make it easy. I don't wanna do on one column and then copy the formula. I just highlight all column so that the formula is gonna apply to all the rows here. Okay, and this I'm just gonna go ahead and just do if statement. Okay, and yeah, the only difference is I'll show you, we're gonna do a nested if statement. So we're gonna put at least 3 conditions we've done for either male or female, if you remember about formatting. And if you don't remember that, please go ahead and review the previous video. So to do that, I'll go ahead and start like a regular if statement. For those people who don't know if statement, it's an if statement. You put your logic here, and then depending if it's true, you're gonna have to display the value here. So this if it's true, and then if it's false, you're gonna put another value. But for me, I'll put like I would like to get a third value. So on this status, I'm gonna put a status here, and then I'm gonna say, so my logic will be, I'll test if days, and this is, we call this pseudocode, okay? If days are less than, let's do 15, we can say this is the best, okay? Because I'm looking at my data here, we see 34, 44. If I scroll my data here, get 49. So yeah, I'll put like 3 conditions here, and what I'm gonna say, this is the best. And then if the days is greater than, maybe let's say 30, we can say this is bad. And then maybe between here, we can say it's good. So if the days are between 15 and 30, I'll say this is good. Okay, so again, let's start with 2, and then we're gonna add a second one in here. Okay, so bear with me, I'll try to go really slow. So this is the status column, and in this column I try to display 3 values. The 3 values gonna be best, good, and bad. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select my cell here. I'll come over to my formula. I'll say equal sign if. Okay, so I'm gonna select if days, you can see I'm selecting this column, is less than 15. I'll display okay, it's going too fast. Over I'll display this is, instead of saying true, I'm gonna say this is best. Okay, else. So let's test this first before we continue. So this will be best, else is gonna be false. You see a best, and this is false because we didn't define the second. Okay, the syntax here, you can see this is the logic. We didn't specify what value gonna go in it. So by default, it's false. That's why you see this is false. So I go ahead and add another comma, and you can see here our formula. It says logical test. This is the logical test, and then there's a value if it's true, value if it's false. So if it's false, we're gonna say maybe this is bad, and you can put enter. Okay, so now we do have bad and best. We don't have good. So what if we need another value in between? So here, I'm gonna try to explain again. Pay attention, guys. So I do have my formula here. This is the default, we know. Okay, so if this condition is true, this is best. Okay, this is just a syntax again. If so, over here, instead of saying if false, so I'm gonna say in here, I'm gonna put my other logic. I'm gonna say if. Now I'm gonna check if days, number of days is greater than 30. Okay, so these brackets are for this if statement. Okay, and this bracket closes the outer bracket. And then my if statement now, I'm gonna use the same logic. So if this is true, that's when I'm gonna say this is bad. But else, if that condition is false, I'm gonna say this is good. So let us see this condition in action. So I'll go back here and select my condition, and in here I'll say if, and I'll open my bracket, and I'll say days. I'll select again days is greater than 30, comma, I'm gonna say this is bad. Okay, else I'll put my condition, this is good. And then these again, these are double quotation mark. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and close my inner bracket. So you're gonna see double bracket and hit enter. So now if you take a look over here, we have good, we have bad, and we have best. So here probably the other thing, if the managers or people that are looking into this data, they can start working on what's bad, what's really bad here. Okay, we're gonna check out this, we're gonna check out this, we're just gonna filter here what items are bad, and maybe we can go here and analyze the data. You see all these are bad, and we can determine which region is it or which country. And if you take a look at over here, we just have all these bad items because we've just filtered the data. And again, probably this will be your homework, so you can go ahead and highlight. If it's bad, maybe you can put red. So here you can do formatting, color formatting. And then you can say if it's bad, just put red. If it's good, do yellow. And then if it's best, you can go ahead and put green. So this visual gonna help someone who is learning or is looking at the data and make decision. They can look the data and know, okay, we're gonna just focus maybe on red this time, and then we can try to improve the number of days from when the item was ordered to when it was shipped. Okay, the other formatting which I didn't show you guys, it's number of days here. Okay, so the other thing which we can do here to make these better visually, like to visualize and see the number of the days here instead of going and then trying to check this 25, 30 and all that, we can select this column here, the whole column. I go at the top, and then I will go to formatting. I go to home, I'll see this conditional formatting, and I can go ahead and use data bars, and I can say just do solid colors here, and green, yeah, I'll just do blue because it's different from our table. And if you can tell, if you expand, we can tell these data bars. So 13 is less than 31, and you can see a little graph over here. This is just glimpse of the graphs I'm giving you guys. So this is another way you can make your data appearance better than before, and people can visualize. You can see 50, it fills all the way this 50. You can know like, oh, this is 48, and then this is 14, maybe this is 4, and all that we do of 1. And yeah, that's how you do condition formatting. So I'm sorry, I digressed onto the topic. I really don't need these two columns, but I just showing you guys how to format these data bars, and as well as how to put a nested if. And you can test as many conditions as you can. Okay, so I'll go ahead and copy the formula over here, and maybe I'll expand. If you guys would like to copy and paste and put in your data, I'll give you 1 minute to do so. Okay, you can go ahead and pause the video if you haven't done so. So let's continue with our today's lesson, and which is pivot table. Okay, so we've already seen the data here. We do have region, country, items, order date, ship date, channel, unit sold. We do have unit price, unit cost, total revenue, total cost, profit. Okay, so to insert a pivot, again, this data here, so let's say we like to get maybe just baby food. Okay, in all, maybe ordered by country. What was the total cost or total revenue? We're gonna have to copy these items on a separate tab or worksheet. Okay, and then do the summation. Okay, if you wanna get just offline records, we're gonna have maybe to have to filter here and just check offline. So these are offline, and maybe copy all these here and then do the summation and all that. We can use we can come all the way here down and add another row which is gonna be a total or summation, and we can go ahead and use our formula, maybe sum or average or count and all that. But pivot table helps us to do that, and I'll show you guys how. Okay, enough talking, so I'll just go ahead and clear the data here. I'll show how we're gonna help or we're gonna simplify our life. Okay, so to create a pivot table, just select anywhere in the cell here, anywhere in the table. Okay, and then you can go to insert, and if you take a look at the top left corner, we can see a pivot table, and look, the definition: easily arrange and summarize complex data in a pivot table. For your information, you can double click a value to see which detail value make up summarized total. Okay, and you can go here to tell me more to get more information. And if you're new, you can go ahead and click this recommended pivot table, and this the description here says want us to recommend pivot tables that summarize your complex data. Click this button to get a customized set of pivot tables that we think will best suit your data. So let's go ahead and click. There's nothing bad about getting a recommendation, right? So as you can tell, the first one here, it's sum of profit by region. So we can tell the profit here. I don't like, you cannot really read the number, it's not readable. So I'll fix that. But Again, look at our data. We have summation of profit by region, and these are the region: Australia, Asia, Central America, Europe, Middle East and North Africa, North America, and Sub-Saharan Africa. And you can get the grand total. Let's look at another pivot table. Unit by price. Let's see another pivot table. Sum of profit per item. All these are good, really. And this one here, oh, we do have that one. Sum of total revenue, but we won't need this really. And we do have sum of unit cost, sum of total revenue, and sum of total cost by region. And you can expand here to get the countries. And what's this? Anyways, you can go on and on and on. These are just recommended. So we're gonna go ahead and select pivot table to create our own brand new one. Okay, but before doing that, I want to show you the overall goal. The overall goal at the end of the day is to create a dashboard. Okay, I want to show you the overall goal. So when we are creating this pivot table, we're gonna as well create the charts or the graph, and then at the end of the day, we're gonna create a dashboard out of it. So let's understand what is an Excel dashboard. Okay, so an Excel dashboard is a one-pager mostly, but not always. You can have multiple pages, and depending on the data, you want to make sure that it's readable and someone can visualize. When you put everything in one page and it's not even good, or it doesn't look good, or someone has to stare to get the information, that's not really good. But most of the times we try to put everything in one page, and it has to relate or to make sense to the person, either it's manager, business leader, a VP, director, CEO, or board of directors, to understand what's going on. But anyways, it's a one-pager mostly that helps managers and other business leaders in tracking key KPIs or metrics and take a decision based on it. Okay, it contains chart, tables, views that are backed by data. Okay, so this data, we're gonna create pivot tables here, some views, which one of them it's just like this. That's a view and that's a table. Okay, but over here we won't get enough information. So let's say we want a total revenue by region. We're gonna have to filter all the region, copy somewhere, and do the summation. Okay, but if you use pivot table, you'll be able to see that in our dashboard. Okay, if you wanna see the cost, if you wanna see you see order date 2015, 2010. If you wanna just filter 2015, again in here you're gonna have to do a lot of data maneuver. But we're gonna use Excel. You're gonna see everything we're gonna use Excel dashboard so that we see everything in one page. Okay, a dashboard is often called a report. Yeah, it can be a report. However, not all reports are dashboard. A good example is this. Yeah, someone can call this a dashboard, right? It has much of information. It's not really digested, but not all reports can be dashboards. Okay, and here's the difference. Okay, a report would only collect and show data in a single place. Okay, for example, if a manager wants to know how the sales have grown over the last period and which region were the most profitable, a report would not be able to answer this question. You see that I was telling you, because it's pulling data of sales over the last year. And again, they're asking about what region was profitable. Okay, a report would not be able to answer it. It would simply report all relevant sales data. These reports are then used to create dashboards in Excel or PowerPoint. Okay, that will aid in decision making. Now, what's the dashboard? On the other hand, would instantly answer important questions such as which regions are performing better and which products should the manager focus on. Okay, this dashboard could be static or interactive, where user can make selection and change views, and data would dynamically update. And we'll see all this. So we do have steps here to create the dashboard, and I'll leave as they are right now. So first, bring data into Excel. This has been done last week, and we have used Power Query to do so. Okay, and the data we get from a raw file, which is sales report.csv, and it's available on Box. And again, if you don't know anything about Power Query or how to bring data into an Excel file, go ahead and watch previous recording. Before creating a dashboard in Excel, you need to import data into Excel. Okay, so I'll move this here. Set up your Excel dashboard file, which is this one here we are setting up. Create a table with raw data. We did that last week. Analyze data, build the dashboard, customize it. Okay, this will take much time and depends with creativity. So I wouldn't spend much time showing this. There are hundreds of ways you can do that. Okay, to build dashboard, so first you're gonna start analyzing data, and we will be using pivot table. It's gonna summarize the data for us. We're gonna put like little graphs and charts and maybe maps, right? Yeah, I'll show you. This is kind of tricky, so pay attention when you start doing maps. Okay, and then you're gonna build dashboard here. So mostly you're gonna be copying most of analyzed data here. So this will be like putting together analyzed data. So we're gonna have data here, which is gonna be a combination of all these. Okay, and mostly gonna be copying and pasting. And at the end of the day, we're gonna add something called slicer. Okay, to slice the data. And before I forget, what is a slicer? So slicers are visual filters. Using a slicer, you can filter your data or pivot table or pivot chart by clicking the type of data you want. For example, let's say you're looking for sales by customer profession in pivot report, and you want to see how the sales are for a particular region. You just click that, and it will filter that data. Okay, so it's like a simple definition here. It's a visual filter. So you don't have to memorize these steps. We'll be doing step by step. So yeah, go ahead and copy if you want, but really you don't have to. I'll give you like 20 seconds. Okay, enough talking. Now let's go back to work. Okay, so to create a pivot table, we know already, again, if you are on this menu at home, go to Insert. Select any cell here in this table. So we're going to go ahead and do or click Pivot Table. So I'm going to leave this option by default, so I can just click OK. And take a look at. Okay, I'm not going to change anything, but choose the data that you want to analyze. Okay, select a table range. As you can tell, Excel is smart enough to select our table. You can see a table name, its sales report is already created, and you can see here it has been highlighted. That's good, so I'm not going to change. Otherwise, if you would like to get data from somewhere else, you can just go ahead and use external source. I'm not going to change. And here, again, it tells me you can choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed. Okay, so I have new worksheet and the existing worksheet. When I do existing worksheet, it's just going to insert the data or the pivot table on the same worksheet. These are worksheets here, okay? So I'll just say new worksheet. So I'll say, okay. And now I do have this pivot table, and the name of this, it's called pivot table 2. And over here, this is sheet 1. It has been created, a new sheet. And over here, you can see pivot table. We can go ahead and rename this, okay? And we do have pivot table fields here. We're going to see all the fields from sales report table all here. And again, drag fields between areas below. We do have filters, columns, rows, and values. If you don't remember, columns run vertically, rows run horizontally. Okay, so before doing anything, we've talked a lot about dashboard or dashboards, but we haven't seen an example. So let me go check online and I'll show you one here, picture. Okay, so this is just a random dashboard. I pulled it online. I'm sorry if you cannot see it proper. Let me maximize. Oh yeah, you cannot really tell. But again, you see that we do have graphs. These are the slices I was telling you about. We do have another graph here, which is sales rep data. We do have region-wise sales. And yeah, it's not really seen. Let's go ahead and find another one. Oh, much better. Okay. So let me maximize. Not really. How can I do this? Okay, let me close it and try to open with another program. I'm sorry about that. Oh, much better. So look at this. And as you can tell, you see the cursor is going through region, and then we do have ethnicity group, and the data is really interactive. It's changing as you work on. And you can see there are two dashboards here, activity, active dashboard, and we do have a separation dashboard. So let's take a look over here. This is HR management dashboard. You can see we do have total employees of 403, and depending with the filters over here, based on filters, I think we do have 650. But again, you can tell hourly salary, hourly people are getting paid by hourly salary, full-time and part-time, and you can tell if it's women and men. It does have a lot of icons. Turnover rate, we do have year filter here. We do have full-time, we do have by gender. You can filter by gender, you can filter by full-time or part-time. You can filter by region or affinity group, and you can see here separations, bad hires, termination reasons, activities, and you can see very interactive in the changes. So someone like HR manager, they can come here and get a summary of everything. You can see new hires, active hires, and yeah, very attractive. So we're gonna go ahead and build something like this. It won't be exactly the same, but we're gonna try to do something like this. And pivot table gonna help us to create individual charts or individual graphs. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close this. We don't need it, but our focus gonna be something like this. And all these are coming from pivot tables and graphs. So let's get back to our first pivot. So I'll just show you around things before I create any. But so let's say this is total sum here, okay? I can go ahead and select maybe total profit. I'll drag here and choose this. So the total profit for all regions is this amount here. Okay, so we do have rows and columns. As I said, rows goes horizontally like this. So I'll select my pivot table again, and then let's say I'm gonna select region. See, region is going to rows. I'm gonna get rows like this, and I can move this region to columns. They're gonna go across. You see, we do have Asia and all that, and you can scroll to the right and see all these. So I change back, I just drag here to rows, and we're gonna get rows. Okay, I can add, see, I can add what you call country. You see, now we do have Asia, we do have a total profit, and we do have Bangladesh, I'm sorry about that. We do have the profit by country, Vietnam, and by region. And if we minimize this, we're gonna see all the regions. Okay, and again, I can pull the region back to columns. So we'll have a list of countries and we'll have regions here. You see that? So we know, oh, okay, Afghanistan is somewhere. No, that's the second one. Where's Afghanistan? Oh, that's not true. But okay, so let me pull back here to country, to rows. And I want to go to oh yeah, Afghanistan is Middle East. Okay, so data was right. It's in here, okay? Anyway, so we do have region, we do have a country. Again, I can go ahead and remove country. You see, remove, you just right click and then you're gonna get an option to remove field, or you can move to values and all that. And again, we do a filter. Maybe we can filter. Maybe let's do by, let's add item types. We can add, sorry for that. We can add item types in here, and you can see here we do have all these item types, and we can add, let's say, region and a filter. So now filter helps us to narrow down the data. So we see all these, and these are in all region. You can tell it's all region. That's what it's all. So let's go ahead and change this. I can select Asia, and if I select OK, you can see the profit has changed. This is gonna be just Asia. And to prove that, we can add country in here. Okay, so we see Bangladesh and all this. Let's pick Africa maybe, because maybe you can tell. So I can go here and select maybe countries which are in sub-Saharan Africa. So we see Angola, Benin, Botswana, Central African Republic, Cape Verde, Chad, Comoros, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of Congo, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and all these countries, they keep on going and going and going. Kenya, I see Nigeria, Niger, and all that. Okay, and then look over in the filter again. So what if I would like to select multiple values? Maybe I want to choose Sub-Saharan Africa and Middle East and North Africa. You see, I cannot. I just have option to select only one country. How do we do that? So we go here and you see this checkbox, select multiple. Once I check the box, now I'll get a checkbox. I can select all of them, or I'm gonna say, okay, I need the Middle East, I need Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle and Northeast. And when I say okay, I'll get Middle East and Africa as well, like Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, enough of playing with these pivot tables. So I'm gonna delete this. That's fine. What I'm gonna go ahead and I'll delete everything. I'll just select all and right click and say delete. It doesn't make me delete because we can't make this change for selected cells. It will take, because it will affect the pivot table. Use the field list to sense the report. If you're trying to insert or delete cell, move the pivot table and try again. Okay. I'll go all the way and I'll just remove these items. Isn't that easy? Or I can just do this and remove. Now we are all back to square one. Okay, so now let's do the real pivot table for our dashboard. So the first pivot table will be, I like to get the total profit because that's really where the managers want to see, okay? And I like to get by region. And if you remember, why is it filtered? Anyways, it remembers my filter, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clear the filter over here so that I can get all. And look at my data. I don't like the way it looks. It's not easy, it's not readable. So I'll go back to my cell, and with the profit over here, I'm gonna select the all column and change this to accounting. So these are just selected dollars. Now, if I come back here, did I save my data? Let me save it. So if I come here, remove my profit, add it again, it doesn't work. Okay. So this has been added. Come back here. Do I have another option to refresh? If not, I'm gonna just format in here. Oh, maybe because this table. Okay, so let me try to delete this, okay? Yes, just deleted the whole sheet, okay? So I just formatted this, and probably I have to format all these, but for now, just format this one first. And I'm gonna go ahead and create a pivot. So for people who missed how I did create a pivot table, take a look again. You select any cell in here and do pivot table, and I'm gonna leave everything by default. If you pay attention, I do have only one sheet here, but I'm gonna create a new worksheet. I say okay, and then I'll pull region, and then I'll go ahead and pull total profit, and it didn't change anything here, and I'm trying to refresh. It doesn't change. So I'll go ahead and format my data here. So I'll go ahead and change this to dollars so that I can see the profit, and this is sum of the profit. And so I'm gonna say this is, I'm gonna rename this profit by region. So I'm just going renaming the sheet, and to rename, you just right click and say rename. We did this on the very first day. If you don't remember, try to preview the previous videos. Okay, and the other thing, let's go ahead and rename our pivot table. Okay, I'll go back here to insert. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I don't see it here. I will have to hunt it down and rename this. It doesn't give me option. I know it's somewhere hiding. So let me go to pivot data, this region. Okay, so I can go to pivot table data, and I see a pivot table. Right now it says pivot 3. So I'm gonna name this to region, but profit by region, it's a long name. I'm just gonna say region profit. I will understand. You can name anything meaningful. We'll see why naming this pivot table is so important. Okay, and here let's go ahead and add a pivot chart. Okay, so to add a pivot chart, you again click within the pivot table, go to pivot data, analyze, and then you're gonna see this option here which says pivot chart. And this, what does this do? Insert a pivot chart tied to the data in this pivot table. Okay, so this is the pivot table. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this, and I'll be presented with this insert chart. without wasting much of time, I'll go to pie, and probably this is pie. I like donut for this. I'll go ahead and choose donut, and I'll see all the profit here, and I'll say okay. So you can do a lot of formatting here. You can see this, the title. I don't like this title, so the title will be total. I'll say total profit by region. You can do a lot of formatting here, and probably go ahead and remove this. I don't want this, so I'm gonna say remove field. Oops, I removed everything. I will go ahead and let me see here. Oh, this is the button. Okay. Can I let me try to hide it. Good. Okay, that's what I needed. So I just hit it and the graph has become a little bit bigger. Now I can see, oh yeah, you see I'm missing some of stuff. There are region over here and there's a little filter. I can filter or sort or select. Right now, by default selected all. I'm gonna leave as it is. If you right click here, you can, we don't want to change this, but you can go ahead and add data label. Okay, so to add data label, you right click and select add data label, and you can see the values in here. But because this is just visual, if you like to see the values, you can always go back and look them over here. So I'll just go ahead and remove this. So to remove, you just select one of them and hit delete key, or you can right click and you get that option to delete, and you'll see. But for now, I can see North America made the list. It's this one here, and I can see this one. It's what you call Middle East. No, this is Middle East and North Africa, which is this guy here, which looks like Europe had made the most. Yeah, definitely. You see, Europe has made the most. And again, if you are a geek, you can go ahead and add your data here, your data bar. You remember we added this, so maybe you can add something like as fancy as this. So we can highlight, and we can do conditional formatting here. And you can tell I didn't want to do on this. So I'll undo, and I just selected this few, and I'll do condition formatting. But again, we won't be using this data, so I'm just doing it to show you for fun. But this is what I'm interested in, because this is what I'm gonna add on my dashboard. Okay, and the other thing here, make sure this has been defined properly so that you know what this exactly is. Okay, so once this is good to go, I'll just leave as it is. And what I'm gonna do is, I know this data, this pivot data is originated from this here. So I'll go ahead and duplicate this so that I can continue with my other values, because if I click here, I can add columns, I can add rows and profit and cost and revenue and everything. Okay, so the next one, to do that, watch, I can create a new sheet. I can come here and create a new pivot, insert a new pivot, but I'll just use these. And there is advantage. I'll tell you why at the end of the day. So to duplicate this value, you hold your shift key for those people using Windows. And you select this sheet, you move. You see that plus sign over here? you go, I'm gonna say I'm gonna create here next. Okay, and I'm gonna let it go. So this is a duplicate of this. Okay, so my next one, it will be sum of cost and profit. I want to see cost and revenue. Okay, we know the profit already. So I want total revenue. I'll check this, and total cost. Oh, you see, the graphics, it looks pretty. We do have 3 donuts in here, but you cannot tell which one is which. Okay, I want 3 values, and I remember we hit the one here. They should have told us. But anyways, I need these. I don't need the profit, so I'm gonna take it out. Okay, and again, if you take a look over here, you will see now sum of profit, revenue and cost by region. So I'm gonna say again, I'm gonna rename this. This will be cost and revenue by region. And again, I'm gonna name total cost and revenue by region. Okay, I can move this, I can extend, I can change the color and all that, but again, that's the last part. Customizing. Remember I said you're gonna take a lot of time. I won't spend much time on that. I'll let you guys do it. Okay, but you can come here, you can make it bold, you can make a header, you can make all these kind of different colors and all that. I'm not gonna do that. Well, we've already seen about formatting these. So I don't want a donut this time. I'm gonna right click here and I'll select change chart type. Again, I'm gonna start off right click and change chart type. I'm gonna go to lines and I'm gonna choose line with markers. Yeah, I'll choose line with markers. And I'll say, okay. Now I'm gonna have my little graph here. And it has a good values here. It gonna shows me like sum of revenue, cost. So you can tell revenue and cost here. These companies are making profit. And how about North America? Again, if you come here, North America, region by profit, you can see it's a tiny profit. And that's how a graph makes sense, you see? So if you're a manager or if you present this to a manager, they can easily visualize data and see like, oh, he's making a lot of profit. You can see Europe and probably Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, and you can filter here. I'm not gonna go there right now, but that's the second graph we got. We got a data and supporting graph here. Okay, but again, it makes sense. We continue. You can add countries too, but it's gonna be really messy. You can tell. I won't do country, but probably this can be your assignment, your practice to add countries, and make sure this is gonna have to be bigger and very presentable to make sure that works for you. And again, these lines, if you don't like them, you can go ahead and delete these lines. You see, now we just see a very presentable graph. I won't delete any here. We don't have anything, so I will continue with my next graph. Again, to duplicate this value, you hold the shift key, you hold this worksheet here, you're gonna see a plus sign and you're gonna insert a new one, and this is a duplicate. You can see a number 2. So next, probably I want to evaluate between the sales channel. Where do we sell more units? So I will check units sold you will see it has been added, and I'll check out total revenue. I don't need this. And you can go ahead and, for example, total cost, right click this. Just click this drop down arrow and say remove field. Okay, so now these are really units sold by region. You can see units sold by region. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and rename this. Again, I'm gonna say oh yeah, I need to get sales channel. Okay, so this right now it's units sold by region. Okay, so units sold by region. But again, as I told you guys, I want to see sales channel over here. Okay, so I go ahead and check this column. Now I don't want these to be here. Okay, I want the unit channel to be horizontal. So can someone guess? I'll give you 2 seconds. How do we put in columns here on these units instead of showing here Asia units? I want to see units sold and offline and online. Okay, if you don't know, I grab this and drag it to columns and watch the magic. Now even my graphs changed. I can tell here offline we sell more than online. You can tell online by just the graph. I'm looking at the graph. This heading is not true. So now this is really a sales channel. And we do have offline. We know how many units we sell offline and online and the grand total. So I'm going to change this unit sold. I can say total unit sold. By channel and region. And I'm out of room, so I'm gonna remove total here and I'll just say by region. And I'll change this because we've already used a line graph. I'll go ahead and right click here and say change chart type. We've already used a line with markers. I'm gonna go ahead and use bar, but probably I'll use columns, and I can use stacked, or I can use just clustered columns. So if I say okay and try to minimize my graph, maybe I'll have to maximize it. So here okay, much better. So, and don't worry, like they're kind of crooked, we'll fix that later. I don't need to be looking in here, but anyways, over here we do a version and all these, and we can see offline and online. We can tell by region. Online it's more than offline. So in here again, I'll put I just say sales channel unit by region, and I don't like the way the graph is, so I'll make it tiny and I'll expand here. Okay, so I'll change my units. So we know we are doing cells here, so these are cells. So it's really good over here. It's looking good. I can filter, but for now I'll leave this as it is. I want to drag it a little bit. It's acting out. Okay, so I'll expand this a little bit here, bigger. Field settings. I can say 9. I don't know. I'm just trying to resize this. I don't like the way. Or maybe I can move this to somewhere else so that I can pull my graph this way. So again, these can be moved anywhere. You can move all these wherever you want. Okay, I just give more space here. Maybe I'll select this and I didn't want to do that. I wanted just to focus on here. That's good. Now this is not covering this, but again, you can highlight this and maybe change the color. You can make them bold, whatever you want. I won't do anything here. You can select these and format maybe, and you can see all this format, automatic, X value, major value. You can change the value if you want. This is just automatic. Based on that, you have labels, numbers here, and there is more link to source. You have to link to source here really, so that whenever data changes, you can change. There's shadow. You can grow. You can play with all these stuff in here, and enjoy. You can have grow shadow and all that really, but I won't spend much time on doing that really. I'll let you deal with your boss once you get hired. I'll try to save my data here. Okay, so for you probably just save this as something like sales data dashboard. I just saved today's date. What's next? So we have that. It looks good. We're gonna go ahead and copy this again. Hold Control key, drag and drop it here. So the next graph will be let's try to find because we are right now we are here on cells, so I select to get my I'll select pivot table to get my pivot table fields. Okay, and since we're I'll just delete this here. I don't need it. Now I'm gonna get unit sold, but now I want, instead of by region, I want by item types, and I'm gonna remove C by region here. I'm just gonna remove region for now, and this is the graph. Oops. And this is the graph I have so far. Okay, and this just shows you the category, which is item type. You can change these columns to make sense to you because you're the one who's creating the data, and you want to make sure that when you send to someone who will be analyzing this data, they understand what's going on. And these are some of units, so that's good. Okay, so this is gonna be by item type. So wanna see how many I like the count of the item sold by item type, and you can see a beverage. Looks like a lot of people like beverage. I don't know if it's drinks or soft drinks or um, alcohol, but uh, you can see just graphically here it's leading. I'm gonna go ahead and change the graph type first. So I right click and say change chart type, and I'll get something fancy like this. I click OK. Oh, and I did change this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change by default. Sorry guys, I was just, and did I make it bold? No, I'll make it default. Okay, and again I'm gonna go ahead and rename this. So this will be rename unit sold, and this will be by category, or I'll say item type, so that you know item type. Same here, so it'll be unit sold by item type. And take a look over here. I just remembered something. Did I change here? Sales unit sold by, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so this to me is meaningless. I'll just go ahead and delete it. Just hit delete key. And again, you can see beverage is still leading. You can underline this if you want and all that. I'll let you do the formatting. I won't waste much of your time. I just do important things. And again, you can go ahead and add data label, meaning you can see the values here, but I don't want them. I'll do Control-Z to remove that. And you can format all these. I won't bother to do that for now. I'll go ahead and save. I'm gonna go ahead and create another graph here. So I'll go ahead and copy this again, Control, hold, drag, and drop. Okay, so now because we've been using region, see all these are region. I'll go ahead and add region in here. If you add region, no. So you see, I added here, the first one is item type and then region, and that's why it is baby types, baby food, and then we do have regions. I want the other way around, so I will remove item type on that. In other words, I'll start adding into the rows region and then later on add types. That way when I filter my region, I can get total by region, sum of units by region, and as well as by baby type. This is what I needed really. So because I'm gonna my dashboard, you're gonna be filtered based on region, and you can tell the graph now it's kind of different. Okay, so this graph here, I go ahead and call it and probably I don't want unit sold. Why unit sold? I'll go ahead and pick profit. I want to see the profit we make. Okay, and I'm gonna remove you see we do have this. I just go ahead and remove it. So I'm gonna have profit by item types. Okay, I know this value resemble with the first graph we did, profit by region. Asia, it's about 50 million, and let's go back here. It's 50 million, but if you go down, drill down, we're gonna see how it is being delivered. And you can even add a country here to see each country how they've been contributed. I'm not gonna worry about the country. That can be your assignment or your work. Okay, and I can tell the graph start looking ugly already. So first I'm gonna go ahead and rename this, and I will say right click and rename, and the name gonna be item type profit by region, and select and copy and do the same thing here. I just paste. I cannot paste here. I guess not. Oh yeah, I was able to. And then let's go ahead and change the graph here. I right click and say change chart type. I'll go ahead, and now it's time for a bar graph. I think this would look better. Start now, but this is gonna be a long one. You see that? So I'll just okay. This clustered bar doesn't look really good. I'm gonna first do this region item type. Right click, change let me change back to column. Okay, and then let me go back and change to that bad boy, which is bar. Can I do histogram? No. I'll choose bar, and I'll choose maybe clustered bar and click OK. Okay, so if I expand, oh, it expands. Oh, that's why. Oh, this lists all the countries in that continent. Okay, I will go ahead and delete this graph here and add again. So I'll go ahead and go to add a graph, go to pivot, table, analyze, and then select pivot chart. I'm gonna say bar and I'll click OK. So now this doesn't show items. So I expand, you see, I see items here. So I go ahead and expand all of them so that we see them. And then maybe I should start from the bottom. And you can tell here, I've expanded all of them. And it's gonna be a big graph. Anyways, but now, and I'll go ahead and remove these lines here. I don't need them. I delete, select and delete. And now I can see Sabaran, and I can see snacks, and I saw the snacks, and I can tell household was leading here. And for Europe, I know cosmetics. Oh, and yeah, let me see who does a lot of beverage. I don't see beverage. I have to expand my graph more. And don't worry about that, we're gonna put filter. And yeah, now we see Asia here with a little bit of beverage. I'll stir a little bit of beverage. Beverage, yeah, who is drinking our beverage? I thought there's a lot of units. But this is profit. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of profit. That's the other way. See a beverage in North America, nothing. Beverage in Sub-Saharan Africa, we see a hike here. Anyways, so yeah, you can analyze data like that, but it looks like in Africa, they make a lot of profit on beverage. But if you look at like in other countries, like America, North America, there's none. Anyway, this graph is long, and that's fine because we're gonna use the filter at the end of the day, and that's good. Okay, I can remove this. I'm not worried about this. Now I'm gonna change this. I'll double click this. I'll copy and I'll paste here. See item profit, item type profit by region. Okay, I'll save as I go. Now, probably I'll add one more and then we can start creating a dashboard. I don't want to bore you with a lot of charts, you guys with a lot of charts. So I'll go ahead and I don't like this, it's huge already. I'll just start from here. Again, I'll just click Control key and drag and drop here and I get this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a map here, okay, to make some stuff interesting here. And I'll leave unit sold, but for you guys, if you wanna try, you can try profit. Let me select this. You can try maybe total cost. You see in the map what costing more and all that. So I'll leave unit as it is, and then I'm gonna delete this item type, and I'll choose I'll go ahead and choose country. Region, it will not be interesting, but I will go ahead and choose country here. And I'll probably be using region to filter. Okay, So you guys, if you're sleeping, get up, pay attention. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. So graph or map, a map is really tricky. Wake up. I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Go wash your face, drink some water, try to stop everything what you're doing. This is gonna be tricky. Okay, so we are going to add a map. Okay, I do have, this is country. And again, pay attention to make sure everything makes sense. And I'm gonna say a name. I'm gonna say unit sold map. So we're gonna go ahead and add a map. Okay, and there's something I forgot, which you're gonna go ahead and do it, which is renaming all these pivot table, which will make sense later. Okay, but again, so if I forget, remind me. But yeah, so let's go ahead and add a map. So this is pivoted data. Okay, so if I go to pivot analyze, select pivot chart, and then go to maps. If I select map, you see I cannot select. This OK button is not active. Watch, I go to maps, this I select, this it's not active. If I go to any other fields, this becomes active. So the tricky part is the map. You cannot create a map on a pivoted data. So I'm gonna hit cancel. I'm gonna copy all this data here. Right click, copy. I will paste the data here. Right click, and you see this, paste value. I'm gonna select value to paste. Okay, and again I'll select all these. I'll go all the way to my data. I'll select up to Zimbabwe, and then I'll go to insert, and then I'll choose map, and I choose map. Now I get the map, and I can see all the region. And now see, I'll before changing anything, I'll go ahead and hook up this map back, and I can select. It's very interactive. I'm gonna go ahead and select this map. Okay, right click and say select data, and again the data is based on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and change. You see this unit sold map, it's D3 and E180. So I can change this to, let me try A3, again D3. You see that? It's from here. So I can change this to A3 to B, whatever number it is. Watch. A. Okay, let me undo first. I cannot. Let me try again. Where's my mapper? Right click, go to select data. I say A3 to B, and then I'll click OK. That means this is my data here. And we can change the graph here. You can make it darker. There are all these types. I don't care. I'm just going to leave as it is. This is my map. Now the data is coming from this. I can go ahead and remove this data. That's the tricky part. If you don't get it, try to review the video. Pause it and go back. So I will bring it all the way up. I just drag it up so that I don't have to scroll all the way down every time and then. And I'll make it bigger so for you guys to see, and very interactive. If you select here and all that, you'll see all this region. Okay, so the other thing which so this will be, I'm gonna change the title to be unit sold map, and I'll go ahead and change the pivot name. Here I'll go pivot data, and this name will be, oh, because I've been copying this, there's been regional profit, so this will be unit, we know unit map, unit sold map. Okay, so and to make sure that just to have peace of mind that we get all this data, what I'm gonna do here is I will select this graph, right click, and I'll say show labels. I want to show labels here. Right click and show data. No, but I want labels. So right click. Okay, let me select the map. This is the map. Add labels. So you'll see teeny tiny value. The graph is kind of small. Maybe do I need this? Can I delete it? Yeah, now you can see the values here. You see all these values? Some of them are not seen, they're teeny tiny because of the graph, it's too small, but it's all right. We're gonna make a filter. You saw these values here, and now it's all region. So I'm going to add slicer here to show you how there are multiple ways you can add. First of all, if you want to add by region, all I need is to right click on region and add slicer. You see that? That's my slicer. And I'm going to add another slicer, which will be country. Right click and add slicer. And I do have two. So let's go ahead and remind ourselves what a slicer is. It's visual filter. It filters. And what does it do? Using a slicer, you can filter data, your data pivot table, pivot chart. So we have a map here by clicking the type of data you want. For example, let's say you are looking for sales by customer, professional need. In the portal, sometimes you're looking to see sales for a particular region, so a particular country. So I'll put this on the side here for a moment. I put another. So watch, when I select Asia, ta, I just see Asia. So let's pick Africa. When I select Africa, ta, I just see values in Africa. When I pick Europe, I see Europe. When I pick North and Middle Eastern, I see here Middle East and North Africa. When I pick North America, I'm expecting to see North America. And I can go, let's say, pick sub-Saharan countries, and I can scroll down here. And maybe pick Ethiopia. Oh, that's Ethiopia. Pick Ghana. Oh, it is Eritrea. Boom. And if you scroll down, Kenya. Oh, yeah, that's Kenya map. And you can go down and down in all these countries. You can pick Rwanda, it's a tiny country. Let's see Tanzania, if you're gonna pop up. Oh yeah, that's Tanzania. And you see it filters the total unit here. You can see, and you can see the data on the map. I hope now we have peace of mind that this works. So I'll go ahead and remove my filter. You can just click this one here and remove the filter. Again, if you wanna select multiple filters, you can go ahead and right click, and you can say multi-select, and then be able to select multiple values here. You can select maybe North and Sub-Saharan Africa. You see that both are highlighted. You hold Shift key. So if you click maybe Europe and Asia, it won't change. But if you click Asia, you hold a key and pick Europe, you will see both. Let's say pick Asia, and let's pick North America. You're gonna see Asia and North America. Okay, let's try Central America. You see that? And maybe Europe. You just hold Shift key. Oh, no, sorry, Control key, and then you click, and then you're gonna select multiple, and you can go ahead and change this back. I'm gonna go ahead and clear. Or you right click here. Sometimes let's go to connection here. Where is it at? Report connection. If you come here, you can connect this filter in all these other pivots. But now see this region profit, because we do have sold, we renamed one because what? We have not been renaming our pivot. So because I'm all done with pivot, maybe if there is one, I'll do one more. But I would like to stop from here and go back and rename all these pivot, so that when I connect with my slicer, it helps me to understand where I'm connecting my data. Okay, so we know we've already renamed this. I'm gonna go back to item type. So I'll select my pivot. I'll go to pivot data analyze, and I'll select here. I'll change this to, instead of region profit, this will be item type. Okay, region item type. I just want to put something unique, so I know there's a region, item type, and profit. I go back here. I can navigate through these arrows, and again, we have to select the pivot table. Go to pivot table, analyze, and go to this drop down and change this. This is unit sold and item type. So I'm gonna say item type units sold. I go here. This is I'll select my pivot, go to pivot table, analyze, drop down and change this. This is, I just say region sales channel. And let me confirm if it changed. Yes, it did. And then I'll come here. I'll select the pivot, go to pivot table, analyze, and I'll select this will be region cost revenue. And this is, we know this is region profit. Good. We are getting there. We have almost all of our graphs and pivot table and charts. I think we are done. Now let's try. Oh, let's do one more graph here. We haven't utilized the year. If you take a look here, I'm gonna have to create one more graph here. Okay, and this I see one here, cost and revenue. I wanna see per year or per quarter the cost, total cost, and total revenue. I do have cost and revenue here. Again, I'm gonna copy this graph here. Okay, I will say, I will hold my control key and I drag it here. And then I'm gonna say this by year. Okay. And instead of this region, I'm gonna go ahead and select order date here. And watch, the last column is profit, and here I'm gonna delete, remove rows. Right now we have total revenue, total cost. I'm going to add order date. Once I check it, you see it is grouped by years. When I scroll down here, I see quarters, I see years. If I expand here, I'm gonna see quarters and my graph changes. I see the visual over there, okay? And then over here, I do have years and I do have order date, and which really, I don't care about order date. But if I go here, I'll see January, February, March, even better. And that's the first quarter. If you wanna see the last quarter, October, November, December, and then this is 2010. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change the graph just because I want to. I'm gonna go ahead and say change data type. And maybe I'll just do this one here. And I say okay. Just to differentiate from the first one. Okay, and here I will try to close this one now, and I will expand. And this, the graph will be by year. It's so easy once you get the base. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and rename this pivot table. So I'll go again, I'm gonna select that, insert pivot, go pivot table analyze, and then I'm gonna say this year cost revenue. Now I think I'm good to go, and probably I don't need even this. I may create my own graph because they are taking much of my time. I mean, not my time, sorry, my space. And if I feel like they're taking much of my time, I'll just remove and create my own. So now, again, time to wake up. Wash your hands, wash your face, stop what you're doing. We're gonna go ahead and create our dashboard. That's where the best part comes. Okay, so I'll go at it from the beginning here, and I'm gonna create a new workbook. I'm gonna say insert. Yeah, okay, this is kind of complicated. You see, you get a lot of things, so just close. I'll just click this here, new sheet plus sign. I'll just do boom. I'm gonna get one and probably bring it all the way at the beginning. It doesn't matter right now because I'm really copying and pasting some stuff. So what I'm gonna do here first, I'll go and rename this. I'm gonna say this is my dashboard. Okay. Second, I'll rename this. I'll say maybe region sales dashboard. Okay. And what did you want to say here? Let's go back to our notes. Customize. Okay, we've done pretty much everything. Excuse me. We've analyzed most of our data. We've done even the map. Woohoo! What an accomplishment. So let's go ahead and build putting together analyzed data. Okay. We've already analyzed. We do have charts. We do have tables. We do have graphs. We do have maps. We have everything. So let's put everything together and see how it works. Okay, so now we're building our dashboard. I won't take much of our time to customize, okay? And this, again, depends on creativity. Okay, I'm just gonna create the basic, but you guys can go ahead and make even a better than mine. You're gonna have more time than me. So go ahead and, again, I will maybe do this. And maybe do this is 16, 18, 20, whatever it is. Okay. Maybe I'll do how much cup of sales? Why not? Maybe I'll utilize all this dashboard. Okay, maybe now I cannot even format. Anyways, yeah, let me do the basics here real quick. Maybe I put my green color over here. Anything else? I have font here. Can choose any font. Nothing else which is fancy. Maybe let me change this text. Find a word hat. No. Okay. Let's be professional about this, and that's pretty much what I want to do now. And again, I can maybe you can do all these fancy things. I won't. I'll just select everything and to make it. I'll leave these lines for now. They may help us to align some of the things. I'll change this to normal. Okay, maybe they'll help us, but we really don't need them depending on our creativity and all that. And yeah, I'll start from there. So first, I closed my template. I'll show you again, and then so we just be copying and pasting this, to be honest. So I want to do something like this, but not exactly like this. Okay, so this is our goal. This is our end result. Okay, and we do have all these stuff going on. I like the slicer on the left hand side, so maybe I'll save some space on the left hand side. So let me start here, slowly but surely. First, I wanted that here, but here I need this graph here, so I'll copy this graph and I'll go to my dashboard and paste it. I'll put it here. So now this, it shows year by year. So I really don't need this. Okay, I'm just gonna go delete this. Probably I'll go ahead and create my own key here, but for now I'll just leave it. But it's taking much of my space, so I'll just move here on this corner and I'll just do this. Again, it's affecting my graph. And can I do this? Yeah. And I can put labels if I want to, but I don't want to. Do I need this? Probably I don't need all these. But let me see if I want to format this. So over here, unit, you see these numbers are so huge. I can put, how many are they? A million. Yeah, you see that? At least I got some space. So these we know they're millions. Can I remove this? Or if I remove they're gonna be okay. I'll just undo it. I'm gonna leave it. So let me go back to my dashboard. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Oh, I have to remove it from the other end. It's all right. We have 2010 up to 2017. So if we get 2018 data, 2019, it will just populate here. We can try to add one more or two records. I'm not gonna worry about that for now. I do have this going on. Do I need this? This does everything. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Okay, whenever I undo it, brings me back here. Can I hide it at least? Anyways, I'll show you how to hide it and then we will probably generate our own menu here, like this car coding here. Anyways, I do have this here. I just like to put it on top. I'll cross this. And I know this is millions. And then, yeah, let me speed really quick here, but I'm sorry guys, it's almost 2 hours, so my goal is just to do it in 2 hours. Okay, so I'll go here, profit by region. I'll get my donut here, copy. Paste it underneath. Again, this, yeah, by region, yeah, it shows your region, total profit. Okay, I leave this header because I want it. I just move this on the side, and I'll move this on top. And do you have any data here? No. You can scoot this on the side, so that this will be one line. That's good. And I'll just put it next. Okay, and maybe I'll hold both of them and move it here. Can I put them neck to neck? Yes. So I do have that, I do have that. Maybe this is too huge. I'm gonna do like something like this. Nice. Okay. I'll go ahead and get this here. Go ahead and copy. I'll paste it next to this guy here. And I don't like this. Again, I'm gonna change this data label here, format axis, and I'll do in millions. And can I do it? Yeah, I'll do in millions. With that formatting here out. Okay, I don't know as much of my time or your time, but I showed you guys how to do that. Okay, is it because this was profit? Oh no, this was sum and cost. Okay. Display unit. This doesn't have a unit because it's general. Okay, data unit, label. Okay, I'll go ahead first of all to change all these data types. Oh, maybe I'll just go to this here. And I'll change this to, oh, it's already in county. These are just unit, item type. I'll go ahead and change this to okay. I'll save this. Then I'm gonna go back to my dashboard and I'll select this. Let me see if anything happens. Yeah, unit. Yeah, I had to change that to, and these are me on there. Maybe I can add labels here and see if they look good. So let me change this again to, okay, it doesn't give me an option to format these two. This saying values, we can go ahead and change to percentage. What the heck, right? We'll also find out, okay, so we don't see anything here. So I'll go ahead and change this number maybe to all white. Or maybe all green shows, yeah. Why not? Okay, green doesn't show up here. So you see, that's what I'm saying. This you can spend much time here trying to show everything. Okay, this is much better, but yeah, it's not really 2%, but I can see it. That's fine. I want format match, but you can spend a lot of time here. I don't like this. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna move this to the side, and I'm gonna move this. You're gonna have to get this plus 4 arrows all the way to the top of the corner. Now I can expand my graph here. Boom. Much better. These are millions, that's fine. And I'll extend this all the way to here. Okay? Looking good. And can I move this one step up? 1, 2, here. Yeah. Looking good so far. And maybe this will go down. This will have to go here. Right? So that they're even. And again, if they're not even, you can click here. And where can I go? Pivot. Insert. design. Okay, format. Okay, yeah, see here. So this is height. So let me go one up. Oh no, this is width. So let me go one down, 2.5. So I know this one is, and I'll go down here, 4.5. And I know size is 2.5, okay, height. So I can come here and do 2.5. You see that? That means they're gonna be even, and then I'm gonna squeeze this to the left so that they match. But now I know the height is the same instead of trying to navigate. And I know the width here it's 4.5, and this, yeah, so let me change this to maybe 5. That means this can be 9.5. You see that? So this is 9.5. This width is 2.5, I mean 4.5 plus 5. That we get neck to neck, like it aligns perfectly. That's another secret of rearranging the dashboard. Okay, and if I want to move all these together, I can select this, all of them, hold shift key, select this and this, and then I can push my dashboard all closer to region, maybe to this line here, the end. You see that? It's getting better and better and better. Okay, now I'm gonna save before I proceed. Let's see. I have done that. That's good. I've done that. That's good. Yeah, I've done that. That's good. Unit sold. So let's get this going now. This will be next. I'm gonna right click and copy, and because it's a bar graph, I'll go back all the way to the dashboard and I'll paste it down here. And again, apps, undo. So I just select this, and I already know the formatting, right? Where did I go? Is it okay? Remind me, guys. Where did I go? It's under format. So I just select the top one. So always under format if you're under format. So I know the width. This is 3. Is it 2.5? Let me see. 2.5. Let me see. And 4.5. Okay. So this can be 4.5. No. This was 5. So I'll do 5 inches. So this will take off the width here. And this is kind of big. Maybe 2.5. Let me try. 2.5. I'll set this the inner one. I'll do that. Maybe smaller. Maybe this I'll do. Maybe this I'll do 3. You can see enough. And this data, I'll go right click and format. And since we know the units, data units, we're gonna say million. Okay, and then let me see, I'm gonna close this. That's right, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, and I can move this a little bit up, maybe wider, and I'll see everything better. Nice. Maybe it's 0.1, 0.1, I don't like it. So I'll format it again because they're just unit. I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, at least times that 100,000. I'm gonna save it. So what else? I haven't done it. I have this guy here. So I copy everything. Come back to my dashboard. I'll paste it here. And I'll just align here at the end. I know if I do this, we know the height. And we're gonna just do this. Boom, boom, boom. The title is good. I just need to format. I can do this a little bit so that I can see more. And this I'll do times. Oh, these are units sold. Okay, I won't worry about formatting, but you guys know you can go ahead and change and do this, and that should be do. Okay, I'm gonna close this. I know this sells by channel, so I know one is offline and one is online. You can see the visual, you can see unit price here. So we're getting closer, guys. Don't get tired here. I have just very few things to work on. Oh, I have the map. Okay, so let's go here. We have done this, we have done that, we have done that. Item type. Okay, this is the guy who's long, bad guy. Okay, right click and copy. Make sure you copy everything. I selected this, so it wasn't really good. So make sure you select the outer part and copy everything, and then you go back to your dashboard. I'm gonna paste it on the side here. Okay, and don't. I'm doing over 100%. Don't try this. I'm just gonna minimize. Always develop over like on 100%. Okay, I did a boo boo over there. I'm gonna go back. I just to before that have this. Then I'm gonna say copy. Okay, I'm gonna go back to dashboard and right click and say paste. And I'll start here next. Push it on the side. That's good. And I'll maybe pull this on top. We're almost done, guys. Don't get tired. Undo. I'll just select these. I'll select both of them. Oh yeah, I cannot select. Okay, that's fine. I do have this all aligned, and maybe I'll just end it, yeah, somewhere. That's fine. Now, what's left here? Yeah, our map, and we tested it works. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight, select our map, copy, go back to our dashboard. I'll put it down here. Paste. Undo. Paste again. And I'm gonna select just the map. It doesn't wanna move. Oh, selecting the wrong one. So just put it in this corner here and push up right there. Nice. And then I know the width, I can just type it in there. I can go to format and do it. See, it's a little bit. Yeah, don't worry about that part. I just put the side match. And it doesn't go. Can I extend this? Yeah, it doesn't do much, so I'll just go back up to here, and then I'll just do this too. To here, and that's 75. If I do 200, you can test huge. So can someone tell me what's left on this? We have all the diagrams pretty much. And I can add labels here too. Yeah, the number looks ugly. I don't have to. I can add labels here, and you can change the labels to millions or whatever if you wanna just see 1, 2, 3 or whatever easy number. So as you can tell, it looks really good. Only thing we're left with is on the side. I'm gonna put my slicer. Okay, and I will start with a year. I would like to because you can see at the top here that we do have year. So I'll do slice with year, and then I come region, because you can see we do have regions, and we do have regions in pretty much in every of our graphs. And then I do item types, because we do have item types in some of the graphs here. Okay. So, and these I just enlarge it to make it humongous. It should fit in one page really, and maybe I'll oh yeah, I can remove this or move it somewhere else. I can delete this and make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, it's insane. I can move this down here. Oh, I'm blocking. And can this be moved? Cannot. So I'll just undo. But I have an extra space under this. Oh yeah, it becomes small and small. Anyways, yeah, this is humongous. I'm just showing you guys I can squeeze and fit in one page really. If you minimize here, you can see everything all the way. That's good. Like here, we can still minimize this. We don't need to. I'll just undo for now. But yeah, so let's go ahead and add our slicers really. Just gonna change it back to 100%. And to do 100%, you can see there's a horizontal bar. I can drag it or do this to make it tiny. Okay. So right now I do about maybe 70, 80%. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add here. So to add a slicer, there are so many ways you can do that. You see this? You can do a slicer here and add it based on the data here. But I'm just gonna go here and right click here and I don't see that option here. So let me try to select these years here and do that. We do a filter. Okay, so I don't see insert. Slice over here. I'm gonna go ahead and select somewhere else. Okay, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we'll connect it to the right. Okay, it's not in there, so I have to cheat as always. I have pivot options. Yeah, let me find it. Okay, so where can I get my filter? I can go ahead and copy the one but anyways, there. Okay, the first one I showed you guys is to come here and add, and then you see this is connected. I can open source query. I cannot. This was connected. I'll show you again. This is connected to the cells, their first report. I don't want that. Okay, I will go ahead and copy the one I created from the map, or else I can, that's pivot table. I don't want another pivot table. Okay, so what I've done is the other way I've selected, for example, these here, region. Okay, just highlight them and select again filter, and then you can see here. So select anywhere on one of the charts, pivot chart, and here you see you can select any fields you want. So for example, on region, I do region. I'll go ahead and do country. I do item type. Should I do this? Yeah, why not? I'm just gonna add this, and I think I'll stop from there. Okay, I just add this, and you can now. I wanted to add a year too. Maybe quarters as well. No, I'll just leave out that. Watch. So when I say okay, I have all these. So I'll go here goes first, and I'll make them skinny. Okay. I'll make them fit here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to push a bunch of things. Okay, I do have years, and I can add quarters. I just didn't choose that option over there. And then I'll go ahead and add region. Region, you see there. It's all right. I should have added more space, but I can select all these. You just hold key, these, and the map, and then you can just drag to the right a little bit. You can move everything. And I'll make this even. I'll make this even. After region, I select countries. And again, you can go to format instead of expanding and minimizing. You see these are not even, like the width. You can go to format and change that to make them even. So I'll go with this one here. And yeah, for the quarter, you guys gonna have to do on your own. I'll let you guys do that. Be creative. And maybe this one here, let's play with this. We can format this, okay? So right now I do have when I select this, I just see these two colors here, and these, they are connected, but they're all connected. You see this? They're all connected somewhat to few charts here, not all. So I'm gonna go ahead and format this. Okay, I'll show you, and it's the same to everyone, to every chart. So over here, I'm gonna clear everything, and I'm gonna clear here. It looks like it was selecting, and all these are just clear here. So now I do have all these. So if I keep on selecting just this, offline and online, if you take a look, it's just one graph which is affected. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this, but if I select this all, and then I can go to slicer here, I can change the color. So now you see this, if I select, they're gonna be different. You see this, I can format the color, I can format the height, width, I can choose with I can choose number of column. Maybe I need 2 columns, so it's gonna be like that. Okay, maybe I'll put this on top here. For channels. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. So I can make, okay, Noah, make 2 columns, make 3, make 4, and all that. You can put the year along here. Okay, so just go ahead and make 1 so that it drops down, and the height, I'll just check what this height is, 0.3. So I'll just make this 0.3. I see the width, so I can just minimize the width here. Clear. I can right click and I can multi-select. That meaning you can select more than one. So you can do for all of these. I'm just showing you multiple ways here you can do. You can go ahead and remove that. I'm gonna go ahead and undo. You can right click and you can edit, alter text. You can do search settings. You can do ascending, descending, use custom, display header. You can choose not display header. For example, I just need this. You see the header is gone. I just need them to align here to 2 columns. So if I select this and come here to slice and I say, you know what, I want this to be like this, and I want them to be like just next to the header. You can do that too. You can remove the header. You can remove. So I'm gonna change back, and then I'm gonna put the header back. So right click and go to slicer settings, and then display the header. You can change the header over here. Hide items with no data. So if the items has no data, you can hide. You know, sometimes like, oh yeah, if you select, let's say Asia, so if you select country, hide countries with no data, you won't see all the countries. So items with no data, and also items deleted in the data source. You can check those boxes. You can play and see how they work. But again, I just changed the color of this and all that. I formatted it a little bit. Okay, I need my header back. So I just right click. Go to slicer settings. And you can edit size and all that properties. But now I need to go to slicer settings and display header and click OK. Now I got my header back. I'm gonna go ahead and put all the way at the bottom here of my chart. I'll close this to get my extra space. I'll make small width. And you can see it's different coloring because why? Because I modified. So if I want all of them to, oops, undo. If I want all of these to look like that, I can select, this is already selected, hold Shift key, select countries, select region. I'm holding Shift key and I select this, and then come here to slicer and I'll format everything like this, and boom, and you can tell they are selected. So now if you take a look at, it's just this donut. It's just the donut working here. Okay, so how do I make it? How do I connect all of these? And maybe the header, it's blue, if you can tell. I can click the header and change this to blue, all of them, just to format. As I said, again, when you come back here, this will depends on creativity, and it will take much of your time, and I don't want to take much of your time. This, I'm gonna do this again, just to make it all unique. Oh, right. So now if I select, let's say, even the year, and maybe let's say Asia, the map doesn't change. So how do we do that? So you right click, you go to report connection, and that's where you see another advantages of naming. So I want all of these, so I know this will affect everything. Now let's select. You see everything, this just here. Now everything is changing. You see, now everything is moving around. So I'm gonna clear the filter. This is just one. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and report connection, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing to this. Okay, I'll do the item type, and you guys can do. I'll do all of them. So you guys can do. Okay, and channel. Right click. Go to report connections. Again, select everything, and you can tell here by the names of people. Okay. So now you see it even start looking pretty. So let's select 2010. I'm gonna clear the here too. So you see, I see 2011, all these. You can see everything is moving. I'm gonna clear this. Okay, let's select maybe North America. Every data here is in North America. These pages, if you can read, it's just North America, and even the country here is just North America. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the chart. Everything else becomes available. Okay, you can make this go here on top, maybe if you want. You can make something else, and let's preview again. You see this makes inside. You can do a lot of things in here, but that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing, really, I think it's important, if you can remember. You see these grids, you can move these or hide them so that it looks like a dashboard, really. You can move this maybe all the way here and do merge, so that's in the center. And then again, see now, if I expand this, you see this expand tool? I don't like that. Okay, so to fix that, let me see if I can remember. I can right click here. Let me go to pivot options. You see this? Auto fit columns width on update. I'm just gonna check that. Preserve cell formatting on update. Okay, click OK. Let me try again. Oh, it does change. Can I go back here? Show expansion. Show conceptual closing. Okay. Anyways, let me try that. Okay. Oh, okay. I will try something else. But again, before I forget, one quick thing. So if I go back here and add any data on my, yes, if you update some data records, all these the dashboard and all these graphs will be affected if it's affected. That's the good thing. Okay, so let me go back here for my chat area. Move properties, move, and move cell size, don't move. Okay, let me try that option. Don't move all size with cells. Okay, so I just selected this graph here for now. Let me see. Oh, now it doesn't move. Okay, great. So I can do for all these too. So for this one here, you just have to go to, if you click this or double click, you're gonna go to properties and you can say don't move. Okay, same to this. You go to this guy here and you say don't move all size with cell, and you're gonna have to do it for every graph. I have two more maybe. I go to format and I say don't move. This stops the chart to resize or to move when you move the cell. And let's try now. So if I expand this, it doesn't really change. Okay. The other thing what I would do is, you see this? It looks like a cell. So I'm gonna select all of this and maybe I'm gonna give it a color. Yeah, I'm gonna do maybe something like this in the background. Now you see it looks like really dashboard. You don't see the grids. And again, even these, you can remove these A, B, C, D, and all that if you want. I won't go there into details, but you can go ahead and you see that I hid these. You can go ahead and hide and hide and remove all these. No, so I'm gonna undo this. Redo. Okay, now I mess up everything. Undo, 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 undo. Oh, I lost something. Okay. So I don't know what I did. I'm gonna save. Don't save. I'm just gonna close it with no. And then I'll open it again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload this into the box. And oh no, you know what? I won't upload it to the box. I'll let you guys follow the video and go from there. You just have to create your own dashboard. I want you guys to be creative. Okay. What else? Yeah, I think the video is gonna be so long. So I don't want you guys to suffer. But anyways, let me go back to open. I'd rather give you something which is better than nothing. So I lost some of my changes. This is the last time I saved. Great. But yeah, we don't have a map and one graph on the side, and yeah, which they can be easily added. So I'll let the video run. That's my data. I'll copy this, go back to dashboard, and paste the map. And I do have this guy here, and let me move this guy here out of the way. Copy. So it's an advantage for you guys if you were not paying attention. And maybe this time I'll make it smaller. Let me make it smaller. Can I squeeze more in here? Yeah. So I'm just holding and dragging. I can paste this on the side. Delete this, I don't need it. Make it smaller. Even smaller. My map gonna go here in the corner. Nice. And then I'll have my slicers again. How do we add a slicer and a dicer? I'll come over here, right click, and then I should see that option. Okay. Okay. Oh, something moved in it. So I don't see that option. What I'm gonna do is select this. I'm gonna go back to insert, and I'm gonna see slicer, and then I'm gonna put country, region, item types. I'll leave alone these cells right now, and maybe I'll just do that, and then I'm gonna do years. And yeah, so this is gonna go first. And again, as you are working, remember to save your information. That way, if something happens, you cannot go back. You can always go retrieve your information. And again, you can change even the data or the formatting of all these graphs, really. You can go to design. You can see there are different kinds. You can get fancier and fancier. I didn't want to spend much of the time. You see, there are all kinds. I'm just gonna select this and just undo. But yeah, you can do a lot of things with these. Okay, so let me see. Slicer, this is open. Can I do like maybe 90, 0.9? I'll do everything 0.9. No, this one will be, yeah, maybe I can do this one. It's overlapping, okay. If it's overlapping, it has to be half. I'm gonna change it back to 0.9. And the last thing you want to do is to, again, connect all these. So you just right click and connect to all pivot tables. That way when you select the year, everything changes, and you can create the filter here. And you can do the formatting here. Maybe you can set that, or you can set this, so that when you select, you see the difference. And you can minimize this as you are working. To get everything in one page. I'm going to clear the filter here. And maybe here again, you can select this and do something like this. Now you see there is a space here. Let me undo. Let me move this to the top first. Can move this again here. Can expand this to cover the space. I can make this smaller. Can move this here. And maybe I need to expand this back. Save. And yeah, I think if you go to File, Options, more. Anyways, you can hide all these rows and column and to make it look like a graph. That's good. You can go ahead and let's say you can go ahead and export to a PDF. Get PDF is here. You can print as PDF probably. I don't want to print on the printer. And again, this information can be copied as well into PowerPoint if you want to present. So I'm going to say this is sales report dashboard. I'm going to go to the file, it was already printed. I'll preview my data here, and it cut down the one of the graph. So probably supposed to print you see how it looks. It cut down the other side. I'm probably supposed to print OBQ, and that's the part which has been cut down. So I can maybe go to File, no, Page Layout. I can look at the margin or zone or landscape. And let me try to print preview. So if you go here, I do print, and that's what a print preview is. Still, it doesn't fit in this paper. So maybe the paper I need, it's not a letter, I need a bigger paper here. Maybe legal. You see, legal at least it's closer to maybe A5, but A5 doesn't do anything really. Yeah, this is kind of so close. So depending on the paper type, you are printing the graph from executive. Oh yeah, this prints everything. I don't know what this paper is, but let me try to print a PDF again. And then I'm gonna replace this because it's open. I have to close. Okay, I'm gonna change the name to version 2. And now if I open my PDF tab, I have my all dashboard, and see, you can tell that it's a little bit off, but I don't see the rows and columns. But yeah, it looks good. Maybe it need a paper and a half, but maybe I need to work on my. But at least now They can make a decision here. They can see the sales have been going down from 2011 to 2017. Revenue and cost, you can see revenue is high than cost. That means they've been making profit. Items sold, you can tell what items have been sold, how many. Channels, you can tell by comparison, and by looking over here, you can see household. People are buying a lot of household, and based on the region. And this is the region. If you filter, you're gonna get more because it's interactive. So the only thing is on the PDF, it won't be interactive, but this is for static data. And then if you like to be interactive, you're gonna have to either save it in an Excel file and send the Excel file to your other stakeholders, or you can do it on PowerPoint. And this brings to the end of this session. And today, what we really covered was it was only pivot tables, charts, and graphs, and as well as curating dashboards. And the steps of creating dashboards have been listed down here, and pretty much we've done everything in the class. Power Query, we did it in the previous class, so that's really good. I hope you guys know. I don't have to repeat. And then the other thing which we ran today, which was new, is to have a nested if statement. And this helps us to test for more than one condition. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your day. Have a nice day.